buying a luxury flagship, you tend to arrive with certain expectations. And when that flagship costs upwards of $200,000, then those expectations will probably be quite high. Unsurprisingly, the all-new BMW 7 Series kicks off with one of the brand's strengths. It's fantastic to drive. Really, it's hard to fault in that regard, and in some ways you forget you're driving a 2-tonne limousine. And one of the best things with this new car is they've now focused it again more on the driver. Things like the dash, which they've tilted slightly towards the driver just to give it a bit more of that cockpit feel. It's also supremely quiet. You expect that of a limousine. To me though, the biggest difference with this new 7 Series is just how comfortable it is to drive. And if you do want to change its character, firm it up, alter its sensors, you can do it all at the touch of a button. There's 4 settings that adjust everything from the steering to the throttle to the transmission and of course the suspension. It's all good and well to throw gadgets and equipment at a car, but part of the trick is making it easy to use and making it attractive, making it stylish. And for that, BMW has done a sensational job. The feeling of integration in the cabin is really top class. Things like the rubber behind the door handles, and you actually touch the wood to close the doors. So again, tiny thing, but it does make a difference. Things like the metal finishes, the chrome finishes around the car, they're not fake plastic like so many cars have got, they're the real deal. Another favourite is the digital readout. Now it looks like a conventional speedo and instrument cluster, but that is actually completely electronic. So when you shut the car down, the whole thing turns to black. But again, this is a $200,000 BMW, so I expect all of that. But the 7 Series has a few surprises. Actually, a lot of surprises. In fact, there's a lot of things you may not expect in a car at all. For instance, it has 5 onboard cameras. 1 to help with reversing, 1 to keep the car in its lane, 1 to look out for pedestrians, and a couple to peer out of narrow streets or driveways. There's also full internet access, although it's initially only available on cars sold in Germany, but you can expect that to spread around the world. As for the connection, well, it's not broadband, but you can see the World Wide Web. Then there's the smart satellite navigation system, complete with 3-dimensional maps, and a built-in 80GB hard drive, so you can effectively store your entire music catalogue. And you can even plug in your iPod. BMW's also done a lot of work inside, particularly cleaning up that completely fussy iDrive system. How have they done it? Well, pretty simple really. They basically added the buttons that they pulled out of it last time. And it's now much better than it was. It basically controls like an iPod. If you can operate an iPod, fair chance you'll be able to operate this. Even the owner's manual is electronic. You just drag it up on the 10-inch colour screen. It can even give you demonstrations. But here's one of the trickiest features on the new 7 Series, and it's one that could even save you a few bucks, not to mention your licence. The car basically knows what the speed limit is wherever you are. It does that by using the satellite navigation, but also by using one of its cameras to spot all the road signs you're going past. Every time you go past the speed limit sign, it then figures it out, calculates it, pops it up on the dash, so you always know what the speed limit is wherever you are. Perfect. No more excuses for the police. There's only one catch with that technology, at least for Aussies, and that is we probably won't see it till 2010. With the last 7 Series, it seemed to lose its way. It was too busy trying to flex its muscles rather than be a proper luxury car. But this new one shows that the 7 Series is back in a very big way. It's answered many of the criticisms, and it hasn't forgotten that the driver is king. But it also hasn't forgotten that passengers are pretty important in a limousine. Here's the twist though, BMW has built the best 7 Series ever, just as the economy is heading the wrong way. So the big question is, will anyone actually buy it?